Martin, how are you enjoying retirement from playing?
It's brilliant. I love it.
You're not frustrated yet? You're not trying to...
No, it's brilliant. Absolutely loving it. Like, honestly, jumped in my chair like the other Sunday. We had a training camp at Hull. Jumped in my chair for 20 minutes to do a bit of a drill. I was blowing, honestly. But yeah, it was nice to jump back in my chair, but it was even more nice to just do the nice bit and then jump out and then just beast them for a couple of hours.
Because it's that great time of year where you only announced your retirement at the end of last year. You could come back. You're not too far into retirement to have lost it. You're confident you're not going to get that desire to come back and be the hero at some point.
I think it's all about moving forward. For me now with Hull, we've got players that have been waiting for that opportunity now, that playing opportunity. We've been developing players over the last year. With this in mind, that we. Obviously we've got Mike that's kind of getting to his older years, let's say. So we've got to start bringing those players through. And, the pathway that we've got to create to get those players coming through into the first team, ultimately, I don't think looking back and thinking, I would, personally, I'd rather have a season where we might not quite get it right, but we've got a player that's learnt a lot in that year, then go, well, actually, it's not quite worked. Can we bring someone out of retirement just to make it work? Well, actually, if we're thinking long term, is that a plan? I'd rather work with. We've got Josh, we've got Stanley coming through. Rather put them in that difficult position where they might not be quite ready yet, but they're going to learn a hell of a lot.
Long-term thinking and rugby league don't usually go together. It's quite refreshing to hear that. Where are Hull then on this journey in the wheelchair Super League? Where do you feel Hull are?
So, obviously, last year we had a couple of victories. We had 3-4 fixtures where we were winning with 10-15 minutes to go, and I think we were beating Leeds by 6, we were beating London by 20, we were beating Halifax by 18. Drew one of those and lost the other 2. So for me, the conditioning of the players has been paramount. We've had a lot of development over the last couple of years where we've looked at our playing structure from a defensive perspective, from an attacking perspective. We've got those fundamentals now nailed down, that the playing style, all of the players know exactly what my expectations are throughout the entire game. Yeah, we've got numerous different ways of playing the game, but the players know that like the back of the hand now. So now I can spend time conditioning them, because if we look at Leeds as an example, if you look at Leeds' starting 5, you've got 4 England players and a Wales international who have access to conditioning, right? They have access to physios, nutrition, all of these things. At Hull, I've got 1 England player, right? So if you think about it just from basic maths, right? I've got 1 England player competing against 5 internationals. That to me doesn't make sense. And the fact that we're already competing in that potentially is that, our Alan, Tom, Phil, are they picking the wrong, and Martin, are they picking the wrong players for one? Have we got a few gems in there that should be getting those opportunities, coming into this season? But also, if I can condition them in the way that the England boys are getting conditioned, we talk about 1%ers, we've got that growth to be able to hold on in that last 20 minutes. Yeah, because you watch the games last year, when you're 20 points up with 10 minutes to go, should you lose that game?
I'd say probably not.
Yeah, but it was just conditioning. It was being tired, and then those decisions that you make, losing your head a little bit. You only do all of those things because you're just exhausted, So,
when it's interesting phase, because obviously people say you only improve by playing against better teams, whatever. But there's 2 new teams in the competition who are going to have to learn quickly about what it's like to play against the top sides. Does that give you the opportunity to, those young players you're mentioning, the players on the fringes, that you're making room for by retiring, do those games against the Sheffields and Edinburgh, do they give them a chance to learn what they're doing, or will they learn more against playing against?
It does, but for me, Sheffield and Edinburgh are not a gimme. You know, we're not going into the season going, oh well, we're definitely going to win those 2 games. Because that's disrespectful in my perspective. You've got to earn the right to win those games, right? Ultimately, we're playing 80 minutes of rugby league, and the game's not done before the full-time whistle. Yes, it would be nice to, for example, if I've got players 1 to 5, which are my usual players 1 to 5, and I go players 6 to 8 this week, actually, rather than the usual 3, I'm going to go with 3 junior members or 3 players from the reserve grade and step them up. Let's see what they can do. Of course, let's look at those opportunities, but ultimately it's about winning games, and whether we're playing Leeds or whether we're playing Edinburgh, we're going to approach the games in exactly the same way. Ultimately we want to win every game, and we want to start progressing. 2 seasons in a row, had we won the last game of the season, we'd have made the playoffs. 2 seasons in a row, and as a team now, we're getting a bit fed up of that. And had we hung on in 2 or 3 of those games where we've been in the lead, then we'd have made the playoffs comfortably, and we wouldn't have to rely on that last fixture of the season. So that's where we want to be as a team, basically.